Okay, quick starting video before we jump into all this. So I've had a lot of smaller fall chores to do around the garden, and I originally was going to put these in just a series of small videos, and then I just thought that's exhausting for you. So I put a whole bunch of them in one video. So I want you guys to just enjoy. I talk through the process, tell you what I'm doing, and seeing what's going on with fall chores in my garden. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to be trimming up. This is a little pixie boxwood right here. You can't even tell. I trimmed them up earlier this year right here too. They need another trim. My boxwoods over here need another light trim. I'm going to do that. Guys, look at that diamond frost euphorbia. I'll tell y'all what, I'm going to be planting it over and over again. I am absolutely in love. Look at it over there. Just stunning. Absolutely beautiful. Recently did a little bit of treatment. I still have zinnias coming in. They definitely are starting to develop a little bit of powdery mildew. So I treated them last night. So hopefully that clears up. However, we do have rain coming through tonight. So I'll probably need to treat them again later on. Ivy and her brother worked on the fairy garden. So that'll be showing you guys up soon. All of this is just looking gorgeous. Look at all this fall color, y'all. All the mums are coming back. That yellow one's in bloom. White one's coming into bloom. Look at this guy. Gorgeous. This one's purple and he is about to pop. Like you can see, give it 2 days. This guy will be popping. I have another yellow one and a white one coming out here. I'm going to be ripping these guys out soon, but I'm just not quite ready. Okay, let's walk around the side. Use the tripods. It's super windy out here today. Dianthus finally stopped blooming. Doesn't look good. I'm hoping that now that it's done blooming, it'll just spend some time putting down some roots, putting on some green growth and looking prettier. Do you have my dahlias are still going? This is a palmeras. Here, this is a Mother's Special that has several blooms about to go. Here's some of my zinnias that are definitely suffering from powdery mildew. I treated them last night, but this guy might just be too far gone. Might be time to just cut what I can. Oh, look at this guy just hanging out. He's loving life. Totally getting a roller coaster ride with this wind. Look at him. Oh my gosh, he's beautiful. So it might be just time to get what I can off of this one and then get that plant cut back. All of my oxeye daisies are suffering from powdery mildew too, but I don't really care because these will die back a little bit and then spend all winter growing back. All of my black tip wheat is taking forever to grow. I don't know if it's gonna produce any kind of wheat for me to use in arrangements before cool weather comes. Scabiosas are doing really good. These are snow mating scabiosas. And this is what they look like afterwards. So you can see this one, its petals have already dried, and so you can just kind of wipe it off. And then look at the scabiosa pod afterwards. Look at that for an arrangement. Isn't that so fun and beautiful? Yeah, they're looking really good. And see, once again, you can just pull off all the petals. And look how cute the little pods are. Love them. Coleus. Still going bonkers under here. I'll be using it. I'm thinking about pulling out this icicle plant right here. Just because I used to have a whole bunch of them all the way across. And now this is the last one to make it. Definitely time to pull out the gomphrena. I'll be saving all of the buds for some projects this winter. Straw flowers looking good still. Y'all, I just loved straw flowers this year. I'm going to be growing a ton more of them. They are not an attractive plant. I'll tell you that. Like, this is not attractive. But love them. One key thing I did learn is when you first get them, when you first start growing them, you need to cut, when you cut the stems, you need to cut them as far down on the base as possible because that's where the next one will come up. So I waited too long and look how lengthy my first one got. So I should have cut them further down and then it will branch. I'll know that for next year. Still have, these are all Benaries, giant zinnias coming up. Still have a whole bunch of these. They also are starting to suffer from powdery mildew, which is very common at this time of the year for my zinnias. Look at that pop of color. Wow, so pretty. I'll be trimming a bunch of these for some flower arrangements. Celosia, still looking amazing. Loving this variegated celosia. I think it is so fun. Look at that. It's got like multiple colors in it. So pretty. More straw flower, and you can see, look how unattractive that is down there, y'all. But I'll remember that for next year. We're gonna have a bunch of straw flower. All my sunflowers, they're done over here, but I'm letting them just go to seed at this point. I just want to see if I can get some of these to come back next year. So I'm just leaving them here. I've seen some of the bumblebees still buzzing around, picking on them some. So we'll keep going with that. Definitely, I'm going to trim back this rosemary. It's out of control, too big. Need to get it trimmed back. And look at this monster, y'all. This should be a lesson on how not to prune your smoke bush, because basically here's the deal. This single branch is doing nothing for me. It looks terrible on the plant. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to prune these down low, prune everything down low. And then what it'll do is it'll produce two off of every place I prune. So like this one I pruned earlier this year, this season right here. So you can see my cut right there. Okay. And then off of that, it's growing 1, 2, 3 branches off that. So if I come in here and I trim everything down low, it will produce it, make it go bushier. Okay. And that's what I want, because I don't want this long lankiness. It almost let me step back. It almost looks like it's giving me a peace sign, right? Okay. Okay, I also have this Millie Rock Rose yarrow. It's a pale pink perennial that I want to get in the ground. I'm not expecting any blooms from it right now, but I am hoping for blooms in the spring. That over there is an inactive sprinkler head, so that won't be a problem. I'm going to plant this here. It gets really great sun during the year, and next spring I should get a lot from it. Let's get going. Okay, the video cut off. But I got that yarrow planted, added some plant home for some fertilizer. I watered it really well. I have a couple other varieties. I have vintage violet over here. I have a pale pink one. Actually, I take it back, a mid pink one. I think it's this one that I put in earlier, and now this really, really pale pink. I would love to get some white in here. I love yarrow. It really started spreading this last year, so you can see these little leaves. So I would love it if it's spread out here. It's a big producer. I'll throw up a photo of what it looked like earlier this year. Thank you so much for joining me today on these fall chores. There were several of them, so you can definitely see why I decided not to break them up into smaller videos. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.